Hi everybody and welcome to NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. I'm Russell Nemitz. Well, for racing fans, February means only one thing: Daytona, as the new NASCAR season gets underway at the legendary track in Florida. But this year had a different flavor, and that's because the Federation of State Beef Councils partnered with the Daytona International Speedway to sponsor NASCAR's season opening race, the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300. Here's a look at some of the excitement surrounding that big event.
Welcome to the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300.
So excited to be here for the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 and representing the cattle and rancher producers across the whole United States. We will be serving up to 80 folks today in the media. So another great opportunity for the Beef It's What's for Dinner team to be able to come in and give them an awesome, nutritious, elevated beef meal today.
It's pretty exciting from a cow-calf rancher that raises calves that go to the end markets. What I can say is just the excitement of today and seeing those folks grilling and consuming beef.
Here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome from Okeechobee, Florida, Chairman of the Florida Beef Council, Flint Johns.
On behalf of beef farmers and ranchers across America,
let's get this show on the road. Drivers,
start your engines.
40th annual Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 and the NASCAR Xfinity Series season is underway.
I think that Ford of Cendric is strong.
Look at them tomahawks. I want one.
And they got some beef in Victory Lane. If you don't mind, I'd love to have some of that.
Through the tri-oval, Cendric is out front.
Stop up there, man! Woo! Yes! Yes! 2021, let's go!
Just real quick, are you gonna have beef for dinner?
Beef is what's for dinner. Beef's the word tonight.
And joining us now to talk more about the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 is Oklahoma cattleman Clay Bertram, who was just recently elected chair of the Federation of State Beef Councils for NCBA. And Clay, thanks for joining us here on Cattleman to Cattleman. Without question, it was a great opportunity for U.S. beef to be showcased at a national event. Talk about how this partnership came to be and what it meant for the U.S. beef cattle industry.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Russell, here today. Just a huge event for us and just a great opportunity. And, you know, through this pandemic, a few years ago, this wouldn't even been possible. It would have been something that we wouldn't even have looked at through the beef checkoff. But through the event, we can't let any door be unopened. And so when this big opportunity presented itself to us, it was something we just couldn't pass up, and we needed to look at it. And as volunteer leaders, we need to make sure that we look at every single opportunity. And we really went through this with a fine-tooth comb and looked at all the details, measured some of the metrics at first, and just kind of unfolded it. And it was just an opportunity at that time that we couldn't pass up at that time.
Well, absolutely. Now, you were there on race day, and like so many others, I myself watched you wave the green flag and actually start the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 race there on race day. Talk about that experience and what it was also like to have you and the other NCBA officers in the national spotlight.
Well, you know, Russell, we had a ground crew there, the Florida Beef Council and many, many others, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Georgia. We had many boots on the ground, volunteer people that were there, not just the officers. And we were there starting on Wednesday in the infield, letting those infield people, they were at our booth taking recipes. We were seeing beef being served in that infield at all the motorhomes and events. You know, beef was on the billboards on the backstretch right there front and center to see that, the big logo painted right in front of the Fox camera. Every time a car skidded across the front when the yellow came out, we were front and center. And for me personally, a NASCAR fan, just to see the energy that was there there with beef being front and center, to hear the in-car radios of the guys saying, is that a cooler full of beef? What sticks are there? Is that the trophy? Hey, get me out in front of pit road. Let's get this car running because I want that cooler full of beef. And for me personally to wave the green flag and to represent cattlemen all across the nation as a rancher and a producer and a volunteer leader in the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, just an honor to do that. And for me personally to come off of that flag stand, those guys behind us were chanting beef, 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 it's what's for dinner. And, the guy in the flag stand told me that's not normally done. You don't hear that energy. And we changed the menu at Daytona International Speedway because we are the #1 protein that's out there. So we had a dramatic impact out there. And, even the next day before the 63rd running of the Daytona 500, we were there in force, handing out recipes and making sure that beef was well heard.
What an incredible experience indeed. Now, Clay, how critical is the Beef It's What's for Dinner campaign to the ongoing success of U.S. beef producers?
This is a partnership that we had with the state beef councils, and that's what the Federation is all about, is working collaboratively with our 44 state beef council partners and everybody collaboratively working together to promote beef for every producer that pays into that dollar beef checkoff and get that $11.91 return, Russell, that we have and work for the betterment of this industry. It's all about that consumer at the end of the line, whether you're a cow-calf producer, a stocker producer, a feedlot producer, a steed stock producer, or just the grocery store worker that's producing that wholesome, lean product that's on the shelf that we love to consume every day. That's the bottom line, is that we get that product out on the shelf and that we're all consuming that great product that we're all here to produce.
Hey, my last question for you, Clay. You're the chair of the Federation of State Beef Councils. What is this group and why is it so important to the beef industry?
The Federation of State Beef Councils is housed within CBA, and we work with the Cattlemen's Beef Board, and we share that dollar that we all contribute every time an animal is sold. And this partnership that we did with Daytona International Speedway and sponsoring this event is just one of many projects that we work with. We also have promotion products, we have nutrition projects, research projects that we work with the Beef Promotion Operating Committee, and I am one of 19 other members that help spend that dollar each year. And that's the bottom line, is that we work together as volunteer leaders. I'm just like any other cow-calf producer out there working to betterment this industry that's out there, Russell. And it's just an honor to serve the U.S. farmers and ranchers. And this was just an honor to present beef in the center stage at this iconic event. And we look to build upon this event to do many things in the future with this checkoff dollar that we're happy to represent farmers and ranchers.
Well, we certainly thank you for joining us here on Cattleman to Cattleman today, and we also thank you for your service to the U.S. beef cattle industry.
Thank you, Russell, and it's an honor to serve the farmers and ranchers of the U.S. beef industry.
Now, the Daytona race wasn't the only way the beef checkoff was helping fans learn more about beef. Just ahead of race weekend, a special media event was held with celebrity chef Hugh Acheson, who offered some great beef recipes for pre-race tailgating. Here's a closer look.
But these are 3 recipes that you can get online. I'll give you the address later on. But it's a beautiful beef red chili.
To get fans ready for NASCAR's Beef It's What's for Dinner 300, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, as a contractor to the Beef Checkoff, hosted satellite interviews with television and radio stations across the country to share beef recipes that would be great for race day tailgating.
Cook from scratch using amazing beef.
Satellite media tours really provide us with a unique opportunity to interact with local media across the country. And in this case, we got to share delicious beef race day recipes with local news viewers all over the country.
The person front and center talking about these delicious and easy to prepare recipes was celebrity chef Hugh Acheson, who is a longtime fan of beef dishes.
We worked really closely with NCBA influencer team to identify celebrity chef Hugh Acheson. He is a James Beard award-winning chef and former Top Chef judge. And Hugh Acheson had actually cooked at Daytona International Speedway before. So he was the perfect match and was really, really excited to work with us to develop some great beef recipes that would be perfect for tailgating or home gating, as so many people were in this case. So once we identified Chef Acheson as our talent, we worked with him to develop those recipes. And then from there, we designed and built the set and started pitching media all over the country to make sure we were really getting beef inspiration out to everyone.
These are amazing tacos. They are New York strip, which is kind of like Lux beef tacos. I want to cook the beef right when I need to, and then you rest it for a good 5 minutes, and then you shave it down, whether you grill it or pan roast it in. Either or, the flexibility is yours.
So it's really important for us to tap into that audience and the fans of these celebrity chefs, because the more they're sharing beef recipes with their fans, the more likely these consumers are to choose beef as their protein of choice.
It takes a team to pull off a media event like this. That included the staff from the Beef It's What's for Dinner Culinary Center, who made sure all the beef dishes were camera ready.
Our culinary staff worked with Chef Acheson to recreate his recipes, make sure everything looked exactly the way the chef wanted it. And then they helped staff the satellite media tour there in the early hours of the morning, helping us cook all of that food, switch it out, do food styling, and make sure beef can really be the star throughout the morning, and it looks absolutely perfect every time.
The media tour was a hit, and millions of people received cooking inspiration from Chef Acheson and the team at NCBA.
So on February 5th, Chef Acheson did 25 interviews with TV and radio stations across the country in a period of 5 hours. Several of those interviews aired live, and then several of them continued to air throughout the week leading up to the big race. To date, the interviews have aired more than 1,500 times, reaching an audience of more than 70 million. So NCBA, through our checkoff-funded work, has all of the resources to really put together these big projects and make an impact in promoting beef to consumers.
Amazing beef red chili.
I'm Brad Bullard reporting for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Now, for more on these events and to see what else is being done to help promote beef, just visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com.